Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another video brought to you by Total Control Traders. How's everyone feeling on this Wednesday morning? Choppy market. So, funny, I got a message this morning on TradingView. It had a pop-up message saying, time to clean up your chart. I wish it was. I wish it was time to clean up my chart. I don't like my charts this messy. Now, again, to reiterate, when chart is messy, whether it's my chart, your chart, whatever you go by, when your chart is messy, that generally means less trade environment. Choppy markets, uncertain markets, less trades. We can see from the last 4 days, it's just been red, green, red, green. Now, yesterday we did get that green. So for those of you that didn't watch Monday's video, I was saying that there's a possible scenario of a repeat of these 5 candles. Spinning bottom candle, spinning bottom, big green candle, rejection from GP, and then the 3 black crows. So we got the first one yesterday. Gonna have to see what today looks like. We're getting a bounce after hours. So we look at the hourly. Similar idea. It was a bear flag right on top of support. The same idea as if you were to have a bull flag right, let's say bull flag here right under the resistance. That generally is a bad sign and you will see a breakdown. So same with this bear flag right on top of support, and we saw a bounce. However, huge wicks coming in pre-market. So there is still a chance of that 3 black crow forming. Keep that in mind as a bear thesis. If you're playing bulls, you want to hold this pandemic trend line. The overnight low, 39.03, 39.04, so it's not a double bottom, but you're gonna want to hold yesterday's low, 39.03.4, in order for this to still have a chance of a new all-time high. Pre-market not looking so great so far. RD8. Ideally, you want to hold the RD8 before the market opens and then just shoot up from there. So let's take a look at NAS. That's an interesting bull flag formation that's broken down under the 38. Okay, there we go. It's an RD bull flag. There's still a chance for this inverse head and shoulders pattern to play out. But so it didn't close under the 88 yesterday. Today, tomorrow, we're gonna need to see confirmation. Bounce from the 0.5 and key zone. So today, tomorrow, we're gonna need that confirmation breaking over this triple top for NAS to confirm the inverse head and shoulders pattern. Seems like there's another. What is this area? Why is it rejecting so much? Not seeing a whole lot. Anyways, so key trend line, key neckline. Neckline to break would be right here. Once this neckline is broken, on confirmation of that would be the confirmation of the inverse head and shoulders, we should see follow through to the upside. If that is the case with the bull thesis, then SPX should be looking at new all-time highs upon the confirmation of this inverse head and shoulders. So market remains choppy. Be patient. Don't need to feel FOMO, because once the market confirms which direction it wants to go, whether that's inverse head and shoulders or a breakdown of the pandemic trend line on SPX, there will be lots of profits to be made. IWM bouncing from the key zone. So previous rejections, supports, breakdown, immediately bought up, and now we're bouncing from it. So if we were to look at QQQ, this is not updated yet. On the weekly, coming back down a little bit. With this QQQ over IWM chart, we're gonna need to see whether if we pull away from this weekly 8 or if it's gonna be a repeat of right here where we close over the weekly 8 next week following just straight sell off, continue to sell off. Could also be here too, but based on where we are price action wise is more similar to here. So QQQ IWM, make sure to keep your eyes on it every single day. You're gonna want to watch where this goes because of the sector rotation and the discrepancies between the indices. You're gonna need to keep an eye on this so you get a sense of where both QQQ and IWM are going. Last week or towards the end of last week, we entered TZA in the trading community, and that was a fairly good play. I debated between TQQQ, which is a bull play of QQQ, or TZA, which is the bear play of IWM. Decided to give TZA a try because I played TQQQ before, and I was anticipating somewhat of a stall or choppy action on TQQQ. So decided to try TZA. That turned out fairly well. If we were to look at it, chart looks like a crazy chart to be trading on the weekly. But so what happened? What did we entered on Friday. Yeah, on Friday. It was towards that day 88 that we entered. So from there, there's a more than 10% move already. TZA has been great payout. Now, however, with IWM, the Russells at key zone, and we're bouncing from it. We're extended from the daily 8. We're extended from the 4-hour 8. And I think shorter time frames are okay. Makes sense we're bouncing. Gonna need to see where the bounce takes us. So consider, again, if you haven't considered it, consider using ETFs on recent market conditions as your play, whether if that's the QQQ plays, SPXL, SPXS, Russells, which would be TNA, TZA, or even semiconductors, SOXL. I wonder if there's a SOXS. Oh, there is. SOXS. Never played that before. But semiconductor bears. So consider using ETFs. It just makes things a lot easier for the current market environment. You can focus, you can zoom in on the sectors that you want to be playing, whether it's bullish or bearish. All right, let's take a look at, morning guys. Let me know if you have any tickers that you want to be reviewed. In the meanwhile, I got a few tickers prepared that I want to take a look at that we don't generally look at. First one is gonna be ORCL. Looking interesting. Bear volume, not so much. 39, okay. So it's a slow mover, slow and steady. Oh yeah, the alternative, I guess, aside from ETF, is you could be looking at slow and steady tickers to play nowadays versus the growth tickers. Because just in case that things do break down, at least then the downside that you're going to be catching will not be as much as the upside that you caught using growth tickers. So ORCL looks okay. We're going to need a break over 68.10 for that potential gap fill. But I don't like what the chart is doing. Earnings, huge gap down on a 51% surprise beat. There's a huge daily bear divergence. So we'll mark that. I think there's likely more further downside. Even if we were to look at the most recent move on the bigger picture, we have not touched that GP yet. I think we're probably stalling around here. Yeah, we're stalling around that first GP. But the last most recent move GP, the whole move wise, GP has not been touched. All right, next one is PG. Procter & Gamble. I thought it's been a while since I looked at this chart. Okay, so we broke bull over this trend line. Oh, chart actually looks pretty nice. Potential for inverse head and shoulders pattern. A stronger inverse head and shoulders than we're normally used to. The shoulder is not very prominent, not very easy to see. Strong sideways neckline that has broken bull already. This chart actually looks pretty nice. Coming up to the GP already. So as for entry wise, there's not going to be an ideal entry yet. It's only had 10% move. From here, all right, so from here, let's say if we were to go to the other GP, 3%. There's more upside. Chart looks strong, but there's more upside, but there's not a whole lot left. You know, we had a 10% move, even to the reverse GP of this whole correction move. That's another 3% only. So then you got to ask yourself, do you want to be playing this potential 3%, 3.5, or 3 to 4%, I guess, remaining with the key trend line coming up? So we broke down over this trend line. We can see previous supports. We broke down, saw an immediate back test before further breaking down. Yeah, chart looks strong. Just ask yourself whether if you want to be playing it. Now, second potential. Okay, so we are right at that trend line too. Broke bull over the real body trend line, but now the wick trend line, we are still wicking off of it. GP right up ahead too. Next, BIDU. So from early sign I'm noticing NAS is weaker than SPX this morning. Let's take a look to before we get into BIDU. You can see NAS just clear making lower low, where SPX is not making lower low. Make sure to note that going into today's market, NAS is noticeably weaker than SPX. Next, BIDU. So rejecting from lower part of the key zone right now. Trading under the daily 8. Daily bear divergence has played out. This is a very nice hold on the 1-to-1 extension as well as the previous high pivot zone, 227.58. Found support there. Bounce has not been strong though. So the ticker overall wise, we bounced to 0.382 and then rejected from there. It's an interesting ticker. It's dual listed, so similar to BABA. Personally, I probably wouldn't be trading it just because if you look at this, it's a close near high of day, gap down, and then indecision, gap down, and then run again, gap down again, and then run again without closing near high of day. Oh wait, no, that's right. Green candle, gap down again, straight run, gap down again. My goodness, it does not respect what the general technical analysis does on any ticker. So close near high of day, meaning gap down. Keep that in mind if you're playing this ticker. Seems to be finding some support. The bull volume actually looks fairly nice. If you're considering playing this ticker, maybe wait for that close over the daily 8 and then one more day after to see if you get a gap down, because both times we closed over the daily 8, it gapped down right under it again. Closed over, gap down right under. Oh no, gap down above, but then closed down under. All right, next, Zoom. Okay, Zoom saw a little bit of a move yesterday, partially due to the potential third wave news. Can't remember where it was from. Was it from Europe? But yeah, so work from home stocks are looking like there's potential move coming up again. We finally filled on the, without extension, on the daily chart, we finally filled the gap. Went down a little bit below 309. No clear supports there. So we filled the gap, finding, this is worth noting, we didn't break down. Not seeing any divergences though. Yeah, no bull divergence, no bear divergence. Volume actually looks fairly nice. Bear volume is not really there, whereas bull volume is coming in. This morning we're gapping up a little bit again. And looks like SPX just broke down under the 30-minute 8. So from here, you're going to want to see continuation. If this is the, what pattern would this be? There's a potential that there's a wedge forming here. So let's see what today brings. See if we get a rejection from the wedge. Or ideally for bulls, you're going to want, because of a bear volume that's here, you're going to want to see a continuation breaking over this, not even that strong of a trend line, right away. All right, next is MO. Altria. Oh, there we go. We're seeing that rejection now, hey? Daily. Oh, that's not good. So on the daily, we broke over that key trend line, but then getting shut down. So that's a red flag. This will be the last trend line though. So ultimately the chart is still strong, because if I'm looking at the way that this trend line is drawn, there is resistance, broke over, became support, broke down, rejection again. So it's notable, but some chop around it. Then a clear resistance or rejection. And now potential breakout fake out. If this is a breakout fake out, then we look to where the potential of the drop, the pullback will go to 0.3. Even on the 0.382, we'll be losing the daily 8. So this has been a very nice walk from the daily 8 with 2 closes down under. We're not extended on the daily. We are extended on the weekly. So this week, if we continue to drop in price action, we will be looking at a reversal candle. And on the bigger picture, there's a whole lot more downside now that this is looking like a potential breakout fake out. 0.5 would make sense. Not seeing any clear levels. It'll be somewhere around there. All right, next is KO. No one have tickers? Morning, everyone. No one has tickers that they want to review. Coca-Cola. Slow mover, but I'm liking what the chart's doing. Looks like it's picking up momentum from my perspective. Very slow chart. This is a trend line to watch. We have finally broken over this key resistance. Had a little bit of chop around it. Oh, there's weekly. All right. Let's see. Hello, Simon. Good morning. So rejection from GP. Coca-Cola. Volume looks nice. I would anticipate further upside to come for this. Might be. There's a potential for a beginning of an increased momentum right now. I like what Coca-Cola is doing. Keep an eye on it. It's a slow mover, so no need to have FOMO on it. Even if you were to miss that first move, it's not going to be a big deal. Since the drop, this chart looks pretty crazy on the drop, but it's only been 12% pullback. Let's take a look at FNKO. What a hype yesterday. Near end of the day, we lost almost everything, huh? Decreasing bear volume. I would anticipate there's one more move left on this. It's a hype name. Based on the bear volume and not giving back the whole move and then gapping up today, I would anticipate further upside. Pure momentum play. Gapping straight into resistance though. So gonna have to watch potential for gap up open and straight sell off. Right, next is Pepsi. Oh, continues to run, eh? Pepsi reversal. Daily reversal has been obtained. Stalling right around that previous rejection or previous resistance and support zone. A very key zone to break over. If we were to break over this zone right now, I would anticipate further upside price action. TradingView is not cooperating. Okay. Guess we're leaving that line there. TradingView does not want to cooperate this morning. Zone looks like it's going to be somewhere around there. We're going to need to break over this key resistance at 139.54. But chart looks pretty good. And last but not least, Kroger. On the daily, since the pandemic, where is the pandemic? April, March. Oh wow, didn't see much of a pullback on pandemic. Kroger looks pretty good for long-term wise. Monthly is a W formation, so on the monthly would anticipate downside price action, downward price action to come. On the W formation, it generally followed by bearish action. We are right at that key resistance from before. Gonna need to break over it to see continuation. Right, before we close it off, messy chart, let's trade. Bouncing after hours from that pandemic trend line. We did have one close under it, then got immediately bought up. So right now, what I'm watching as of this moment is this 30-minute 8. Want to see whether if we hold it or not over the next 17 minutes. Nas is seeing a little bit of a bounce. Yeah, I think. Oh, we just lost that hourly bull flag on Nas. All right, that's it for this morning's live. If you know someone who can benefit from the content that we provide, please consider sharing our channel. And also, thank you for watching. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you're looking for that financial freedom and enjoy the content that we provide, please consider subscribing to our channel where we provide new videos daily. And remember, best compliment you can give is by spreading the word about our channel. Also, check out our website and Twitter. Website at totalcontroltraders.com. and Twitter at _TCTraders_. Hope you guys stay safe and be in control. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.